I would say,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I would say,
What, what,
oh, you lie, you lie.
yeah.
He's
So,
amazing,
guys,
man.
post match reaction. Brazil versus Chile for the Copa America match. I wanted to do the watch along, but I have to go to work, so I was very late at work because I was literally doing something at home. So I only skimmed the second half. I didn't watch the first half. I didn't know what. So when I watched the second half, what Neymar was doing in that match, like when I say, see, when people come at me when I say Neymar is for me after Lionel Messi, is Neymar Jr. in terms of talent. You guys can see what I'm saying about that guy is a baller. Period.
Yeah,
He's a baller. Period.
yeah,
When
yeah.
Neymar is fit, period. No question. I don't want to hear Ousmane Dembele and Kylian Mbappe. No. In terms of talent, Neymar Jr. is for me the best player in world football. In terms of talent, that guy is just too good. Just too good of a player. It's a very good player. When he's fit, you can't face Neymar when he's fit.
Yeah.
You can't face him when he's fit.
Like, I
So
do
give me your
feel
take on it, guys. Give me your take.
I do like if this was the 2019 game, I don't think you just need the Neymar on your team,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you are 10 men down, bro. You just do.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be fair, he almost scored. To be fair, I thought he almost scored. He almost
You should
scored.
ask your please about the Paqueta. They should have given
Yeah,
back.
yeah, but that the game was just.
So is
I
Neymar
was
going to is
I
he going for
was
the Olympic or no? Is he going for the
no,
Olympic or no?
no. Vinny and Vinny and what should we call it? Crap.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, Rodrigo. They got
Rodrigo?
called up to the Olympics.
That's fine.
But I do like that. Overall, the first half was pretty horrendous from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Chile pretty much controlled. Like, but the thing about Chile, right? They had possession, but they didn't really threaten us that much, except for that save Ederson made earlier in the first half. The second half,
Yeah.
obviously, it were.
Guys, do you always watch Shaolin soccer? Who has watched Shaolin soccer
Yes,
here?
that bro. That's a good movie, by the way. That's a really funny movie, bro.
Okay, but does
That's a
he
very
usually
good
watch Shaolin
movie,
soccer? Oh.
But I do feel for just
man.
shoes.
That made no sense, bro.
So he's pretty much out for the remaining of the Copa
It
America.
doesn't
I'm
make any sense.
guessing.
Why is he doing
I don't
that?
think
Why?
he. Wait, he's been
did-
for the
wait,
final too, right?
Didn't he get sent off?
Yeah,
Didn't
he
he
gets
get
sent off.
sent off in the
Yeah.
final lost
Yeah, in
Copa as well?
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets sent off. Yeah.
But to be fair though, that was a harsh red, but he still got sent off. It's still on his resume. He got
Yeah.
sent off for that. But
This guy,
if
man.
he didn't get sent off, he would have been voted as the best player at the tournament. He was, but you get a record in the final, so they give it to Dani Alves, which makes sense. But this game, man, quality. I see Sean already saying, "Oh, Brazil's gonna win it." I know Sean is using the reverse psychology because at the end of the day, the only team I said I can beat this Brazil team in South America is Argentina because it's like a good, like we're a good, like it's a like how do I say this? Argentina is a very bad matchup for us because they can actually beat us. I think we can beat Argentina on a day, but they can beat us too. So that's why I'm not saying Brazil should win the Copa America because when you look at the talent that we have at our disposal, because for us to be 10 men down, but to be fair, we do have Neymar, which I think is the best player in the world right now. Call me crazy. Hey guys, I'm hype right now. I'm hype on the chat. Don't clown me, but bro, I feel like literally I drank like 2-3 bottles of beer, bro. I was so stressful, bro. Like, cause I was scared, bro. Cause
I was thinking,
cause I feel like if we'd have lost, bro, it just would have done an emergency hangout tonight, bro. He probably would have done an emergency hangout and just bashed Neymar because I wasn't ready for that, bro. And I don't think I would have been able to show my face, but it's still not over yet.
I told you, don't worry. 100% you are winning it. So you don't need to worry. You're winning it. Because I think the reason I say you're winning it is because, see, this Brazilian team is different than Argentina. The Brazilian team has more mentality in that team in terms of the captain, the players around it. They have more motivation around them. There's a cohesion around it. Same thing with Argentina too. But what Argentina is lacking is Argentina has a bad defense, in which Brazil has a better defender than Argentina. Otamendi is class A for me. Total class A. Class A. So there's Silva, there's this what's it? Militao, there's
Marquinhos.
So there's options for you. When the player gets injured, there's a replacement. In midfield, there's a replacement. In an attack, there's a replacement. So overall, you have like a depth in which you can go toe to toe with anything. But Argentina, their defense look very, very. Except, let me say that what's the name of this goalkeeper? Emmanuel Martinez, who is a very good goalkeeper, and also they have a very good midfielder in Rodrigo De Paul, Lo Celso, this kind of player, Leo Messi to Anoku, and what this Inter Milan striker, what's his name? Lautaro Martinez.
Martinez.
So they have a very good player, but unlike if you compare to Brazil, it's more different because Brazil has more squad depth than Argentina from in terms of the way they kind of play and more squad depth. When the player gets injured, you can easily put players in that kind of play with each other to still look better. And Neymar's fit, that is the key. He is fit and he's enjoying his football. That is the Neymar you want to see every day. Not the Neymar that's going to get injured out of the season. No, the Neymar that's going to be fit. And something I noticed about Neymar is he's been disciplined a lot this year. In PSG, I've not seen him being disciplined, but he's been very, very disciplined. And I don't know, maybe it's the coach or something about him. He's been very disciplined. I would not lie to you. So many tackles in him. He just playing with flair and happiness in it. And this is the Neymar everybody want to see in world football. This is the Neymar we want to see. Play with freedom, play with happiness without no issues. Just play, keep playing your football.
But as for Paqueta, I think Paqueta pretty much has to start now. For now, he has to be in the starting 11 now because as much I know people like making fun of Coutinho, but Coutinho is the only one that understand what Neymar is gonna do. Like him and Neymar pretty much on the same wavelength. And I saw
why is Coutinho not playing today?
He was injured. He's not fit. He's not fit. But and plus he didn't get called up because he had a shit season this season. But as for Paqueta has to start because him and Neymar they were in the same wavelength. Paqueta just comes in. I know. It was a deflection, like the ball went back to him, but Neymar pretty much initiated the goal for him to score. He has to start. I'm sorry, we can't start. Well, thank God. I want to say thank God Jesus got the red card, but because Jesus and Firmino can't start together, it doesn't work. It really doesn't.
I don't know what Gilbert is doing. It's like fighting a Shaolin soccer.
Jesus and Firmino can't start no more. So, which means that I think the midfield duo it has to be Casemiro, Fred, and Paqueta for now on. And I don't know why Tite's not Everton. I don't know why Everton's not starting.
Yeah. Chile those teams are good though. Not that really old,
but I think the reason why Tite like Richarlison a lot. Look at the defensive work this guy was putting in, bro. This guy was playing like he was a defender or something because he defended well that game and he was able to hold the ball for Neymar to run down the pitch and kick the ball towards him so he can trying to see if he could set up a counter, but because it was just Neymar by himself up there, which is good. This is when you need Neymar. This is when I love when he does these tricks and everything.
Yeah.
This is when it's that's what you needed. But sometimes, don't get me wrong. Like for example, in the first half, it was kind of irritating me a little bit because there's this one scenario where he could have passed the ball to Richarlison, and Richarlison could have crossed it to Casemiro in the back post. But you know, Neymar, he has to embarrass you. So
SSB, easy.
Hey, but to be fair to Chile though, because people gotta give Chile a lot of respect, bro. They golden generation won 2 Copa Americas. There's 2 ever in their history. They're a tough team to beat. Even at the 2014 World Cup, they were tough. They were tough to beat. They made it out of a group where Spain. They make it out of like they were in a group with Spain, the defending world champion. They made it out. 2018, they like literally in the World Cup they lost to Brazil on penalties. And penalties is 50-50. And 2019 Copa America, who did they lose to in 2019?
Was it you guys?
No, it wasn't us. It was. I think it was Argentina. I don't remember who did they lose to in 2019. But credit to Chile, man. Like Chile did their thing. The golden generation is obviously old. Alexis Sanchez. He was trying to.
Did he play today?
No, he didn't play.
He started the first half. No, he played the first half.
He played the first half, but he didn't. Because he wasn't fit. Yeah, he wasn't fit.
Yeah, no. So DT, how you doing, brother? I'll come to you. I'm good. And DT, are you there? He muted himself. I don't know if he's there. So MK, just continue.
Man, I saw this thing that Casemiro hasn't lost a official Brazil game.
Yeah, which is honestly insane.
That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable, man. But
2018, bro. If
What's
we
it called?
had them in 2018.
This game, man. This game was a nice game to watch, man. I'm talking even the
Very
first
nice.
half. I mean, it was a bit shaky, but I was entertained, man. From what I saw,
Hmm.
um,
Imagine
man,
there was
Neymar's
fans.
just different, man.
Just imagine there was fans today. Just imagine there was fans.
Yeah,
Just imagine.
man, it's a shame, but man, Neymar's just different, man. Neymar's different gravy, man. It's just different, and Richarlison, I don't like. Let me choose my words wisely. I think he's overrated, but Richarlison was very good this game as well. I'll give him credit as well for this game. Richarlison played well, and that Lucas Paqueta substitution, it worked because I don't think Firmino was providing you with anything. Um,
But Liverpool fans hate Firmino a lot. What's going on with Roberto Firmino?
no,
They hate him
no,
a lot.
but it's just he's just he's just a Liverpool cult hero, which is understandable, but he's not all that, man. He ain't all that. But
You know that's interesting.
no, I was
They're
just like,
literally no, literally like talking
so what you say, man?
Neymar. That's it.
Said, your mic is breaking up. Go out and come in and come out. It's
Okay.
breaking up.
Okay.
Yeah, continue,
Yeah,
Killers.
man. So it was just a great game to watch, man. It was just a nice football. Neymar was just doing his thing, man. Neymar was just doing his thing. I need Neymar to get a best player of this tournament, man.
It should, yeah, he will get
Um,
it. He's been playing some good. How
man,
many
this
goals
guy,
at this
this
time is
guy's
coming?
just, this guy's just. I think he scored two goals, 2 assists. But it's just his overall play, man. He's just playing really well. And then Edison was great as well.
Was Alison Becker injured?
No, we just
Edison,
rotate. We
Edison,
just rotate.
yeah,
That's good.
Edison was great, man. So now overall,
That's
this
good.
is the type of win that it really boosts the confidence. Down to 10, man. Gabriel Jesus, what the hell were you doing? What the hell, man? What the hell? Like, I couldn't actually. I was watching it and I couldn't. But when I watched it live, like without a replay, I said, "There's no way in hell this guy did what I think he did." And then I saw the replay and it was worse. Like, what, bro? I get it. You're playing for Brazil, man. That's an honor. I understand that. But bro, there's no need to go over the line, man. There's no need to. Like. It's all fun and games now, but you could have cost your team. Luckily, the Brazilians showed their mentality. So now it's a great win. It's a great win. On to the next game, man. It's on to the next game. Man.
Yeah, it's a good game for. I don't know. See, I don't know what Gabriel Jesus is thinking. I don't know what. I don't. I do not know what's thinking. Maybe Britain will tell us what he's thinking. I don't know. For me, I
Because
don't know.
I was like, there was no need for that. We literally just scored. We just
When he
scored.
did that tackle, I was like, you see what I'm thinking that he did get it? He did just did, or was it a play, or was he joking? And I still have to just took out the red card. Boom! I was like, what the heck what did they just do there? Why? You don't need this. You don't need to do this. Why are you doing it? Why?
Like, there really was no need for that. Like,
That makes no sense,
could have
man. That
seriously
makes no
injured a
sense.
guy too. Could have seriously
Exactly.
injured that dude, man.
I
But
think
overall,
when people were talking about the game, your take on the goal because I think the goal should have stand because Paqueta was keeping the guy on side. It wasn't off. It wasn't offside.
I saw but the thing is, I don't know.
It's a goal. Paqueta was the one keeping the guy on side. It wasn't even
Because I saw
offside.
they brought the lines out,
When
and
they brought the
I
lines
don't.
out, yeah.
They brought the lines out, so I don't lines working anymore, bro. Because I don't know how the lines work because they say Paqueta's hand was slightly not onside with the player, so that slightly put the Chile player offside.
Yeah,
That's
it was
what I saw on the
under.
replay because I'm like they were measuring it. So if he was onside, I'm sure they would have given the goal, or maybe they were like, you know what, this is Neymar tournament. This is his time to win the Ballon d'Or. Come on, guys, let's just help the guy win the Ballon d'Or, man. Like, come on, like Messi and Ronaldo have stat padded enough. Like, let Neymar get a chance to see how shiny the ball is, bro. Like, maybe that's what the VAR people were thinking because I don't know when at first glance though I thought it was offside. It was because it was just it's like I think that was just a training how to set piece because you could see the entire line. You could see the entire line was just perfectly fine. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was offside. I'm not even being biased. At first, I thought it was offside because Ederson was gonna like launch the ball forward. Then you saw the referee talking to VAR because if VAR is checking it, maybe it was onside because I don't know. It was so close.
It's
But
difficult because
did
the
they show
line.
the line?
Yeah,
Did they
no,
show
they
the
show the
line?
line. They show the line. They show the line.
So
They show the
I really don't know. But as for Brazil, this is probably the most defensive Brazil side I've ever met. Maybe I'm being a little too much because Dunga Brazil was very defensive, but Brazil was very defensive because of the lacks of the quality. Literally, Robinho and Batista was pretty much the only good, very quality player that he had at his disposal during that time. But this team is very, very defensive. I don't know if that's good or not because this team relies a lot on Neymar creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And it's very.
literally,
You don't need to do that. You need to play more.
one good thing about Neymar, it's hard to like nullify him. I'm not saying you can't nullify him, but it's hard to nullify him because just how good he is on the ball.
Yeah.
Because if you nullify Neymar, because that's all Chile have to do. If they nullify Neymar, they probably could have won this game because all the creativity was going through Neymar. But 10 men down, they were attacking, they were attacking, they were attacking. So it is what it is. We won the game. Now until the semifinal, we play Peru on Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Hopefully Argentina loses tomorrow. So it is what it is, man.
If Argentina lose tomorrow, it won't go well for world football. It will not. It will not. It will not. If Argentina lose tomorrow, I'm saying right now, guys. I'm saying right now. If Argentina lose tomorrow, world football will not sleep in
God
tomorrow. We will not sleep.
damn, who the hell is that with that profile picture? Put that profile picture up, man.
Who is
Put that
that?
profile picture. Put that profile picture in the main as the main square, man. That's Mbappe with a JD bag.
Oh,
Break it.
God, bro.
How you doing, break
my
it?
gosh, man.
Why are you doing this to Mbappe?
Why
Why?
is doing this to Mbappe, man?
Yo. You know, he's
Why are
the
you
guy
doing this
just
to Mbappe?
he's a star freshman, you know.
like, why are you doing this to Mbappe, bro? The guy is already surpassed Messi in international. Leave Mbappe alone, bro. I know he's a pace merchant. I know he's gonna be in the Olympics next month, probably doing the 100 meter. If I'm Mbappe, to be honest with you, I would practice for the 400 relay. I think he'd be very good at that, or the 100 meter. He'd be very good at that. So I don't know.
And by though, that is true though. He did pass Messi though. In international, that is true though. He did pass him on that. On club level, nah. But about this Brazil and Chile game. I mean Chile, bro. Chile messed up. They should have took their chances, you know. These guys should have.
But you have to give back the defend as a unit. You gotta give them credit. The defend as a unit. That's a unit
Yeah.
defending. With the coordination of Thiago Silva there, Martinez there, that is the defender as a unit. So you gotta give them that credit.
Yeah.
How
For sure.
can you hear me better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Much better, man. Much better, man.
Chirac Demon, can you turn off your mic so I'll be able to bring you in?
No, guys, you guys are talking about the Brazil game, right? The Chile Brazil game.
Yes, it's you brick. Oh, by the way, Neymar was voted as man of the match. By the way,
We deserve it.
Vilton. What can I say, bro? Your boys, man.
by the way, wait. Sorry to interrupt you, Cesare. Was it me or were you guys surprised by Neymar like Berso's pace? Because I really thought he lost it. I really thought he lost it.
No. So this is the Neymar I want to be seeing. This is Neymar I've been waiting for a very long time to see.
Because I thought he lost it. Because he was very explosive in this game.
If a disciplined Neymar, a happy Neymar, a flair Neymar that's just give me the ball, I want to enjoy myself.
So
this is the Neymar
that tells me if he actually take care of his body, like he still has.
Thank you. That's the question, Bolton, man. Bolton, that's the issue, man.
If he cares so much about his body, he can do it. Because I really thought he lost his pace because you see him off as a playmaker, which he's very good at it. But on those one-on-one, like he was very explosive. But back to you, SSI.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I really did, guys. This is a very, very good game, and I think the reason why it was a very good game was because Chile was a lot better than I expected. This Chile team is like, I mean, it seems like they still have it. They still got it, which is weird. I thought they would have been done by now. Um, so I give a lot of credit to Chile. Chile surprised me, guys. They the way the way they played against Brazil, they had one moment of lapse of concentration, which was the beginning of the second half, where that substitution, that was a good substitution by the manager. Early substitution in the beginning of the half, they didn't pick up that man, and Neymar got the ball, 1-2, boom, goal. And other than that, Chile didn't do any other. They didn't make any other mistakes. Uh, I like Wilton. I mean, this was Neymar's game, guys. Neymar. A part of me looks at this Brazil team and say, okay, there's no other team in this Copa America that can beat this Brazil team. But at the same time, I look at this Brazil team and I I feel like I'm a little skeptical about this team looking forward in terms of the 2022 World Cup because I seen players like Richarlison, players like Gabriel Jesus. They're just not good enough for Brazil. That's just my opinion. Firmino, it was literally the only players that I saw that were playing well for Brazil and that showed up and be like, okay, yes, these are Brazilian players. Was Casemiro, the entire back line, including the Ederson and Neymar. That's it. That was it.
I mean, it was.
You didn't like what Richarlison was doing?
I love Richarlison.
No, absolutely not. Like Richarlison, he's.
Damn, man.
I feel like I think the problem is like maybe just something that we need to like kind of accept is that this Brazilian team is not like the Brazil that we know, if that makes any sense, I feel like this Brazilian team is just not the old school Brazilian with the Ronaldinhos, the Ronaldos. Like you're not gonna get that. I think
Said, there's a difference because you look at those Ronaldinho, those R9, Ronaldo. So there's a difference because you look at those era of football. You have Adriano there, if I'm not mistaken. So there are so many players there in which you can pick out and say those players are individual on their day. They can easily just dismantle and beat teams anyhow. You only have Neymar in that team.
But to be fair though, Abdullahi, Brazil been on the decline since I'll say 2006 after the World Cup. After the World Cup, I'm talking like 06. I'm talking about like based on quality players. I'm talking like you're not gonna see players like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Romario, Bebeto, Dunga. You're not gonna see players like that no more. Lucio, Tafael. You're not gonna see players like that because when you look at it, right? 2010 World Cup, Robinho and Kaká were pretty much the two best players in that team. Yeah. 2014, it was 2014 was pretty much even 07, bro. There is I don't know if you guys know that is Guadnella was Brazil attacker in the 07 Copa America.
Yeah, I remember.
2014, it was pretty much past. It was Neymar and Fred. 20. So I'm not really surprised anymore because the team. When you look at the quality in Brazil, it's been down since 07.
Because I can understand Firmino and Gabriel Jesus playing, but you need a proper natural winger. Everton needs to be playing more for me.
Jesus Christ.
Because Everton has to. I don't know why Tite doesn't start Everton because Everton was amazing in the 2019 Copa America. I thought he could have. He could have won player of the tournament too.
Vinny, let's hope Vinny develops, man.
Vinny should have stayed a little bit longer in Brazil. I think,
bro. Like, you guys, I look at this team, and their biggest strength, in my opinion, is their defense,
which is good.
But it's not Brazilian though. That's just not what I remember Brazil being.
But, okay. Like, for example, sorry. Just like Italy. Wouldn't you say this Italy side is different from the Italy that we've seen in the past? because the way
Vilton, you gotta remember, bro.
Yeah,
You can't be
Vilton,
reasoning with
here's
Yasir,
the
bro.
problem for me.
Yasir
Here's
doesn't watch anything other than Man United ball, bro. He's talking to Yasir about actual game.
no, because
KJ,
That's
No,
is
no, no,
like
no. I get your point, Vilton. Vilton, I get your point 100%. And if this team in 2022 do something that I
I'm
don't
not
think
saying
is,
this team will win it, but I'm saying if you look at the 2018 World Cup, right? We destroyed Belgium, bro. We destroyed them. They just had two. They had an own goal and a
but
very good goal
but
from De Bruyne. But
but
other than that, we outplayed Belgium the entire game, especially in the second half. It was wave after wave after
Bro,
wave. The
Vilton,
ball
put it
just
like
didn't
this,
want to go in.
Vilton.
okay.
This team had
You make a great point, Vilton. You make a very great point. But my thing is, maybe I'm old school, but I feel like if you dear from your identity, it might look good, it might look nice, but at the end of the day, your identity is what you have, what you go back to. When the going gets tough, your identity is what you can rely on. Yes, you can say this Roberto Mancini Italian team. Yes, they look different, but at the same time, I feel like what it's gonna come down to is like, okay, can they defend? Can they defend like the old school Italians? At the end of the day, that's your identity is gonna come out. I feel like Brazil has an identity, man. The identity that football has fallen in love with. That's
Yo,
just my
Yasir,
point. I don't
Yeah, but
know.
that's just a bit unrealistic though,
What?
because
You got to tune in, relax, bro. Relax.
Oh, easy,
Hold on,
easy,
hold on.
easy.
Wait, Abdullah. Wait. So let
Mm.
me get this correct, right? Yasir, you want Brazil to play the same football that they've been playing that people just say looks good and no end product, but then when they actually have a whole team from back to front with great defenders, you're blaming them for not playing their old school way of playing that got them beat in the World Cup.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, but I feel like you're misunderstanding me. I am not.
No. I understand what you're saying, but bro, Coutinho getting back on this team is better than the 2018 team.
But yeah, I get it, but I also
Yes, to say,
Brazil, I
yes,
feel
to,
like this. I feel like I get it. If
yes, to
Brazil
say,
wins the
you know
World
what
Cup
this team
playing
is
this way,
missing? This team
if
is
Brazil guys, if Brazil wins the World Cup playing this way, that's fair enough.
But wait, what way though? What way? I don't see like when I watch Brazil, I don't see anything different. I just see now Tite's actually playing competent players in good positions,
Yep.
like Paqueta. Paqueta is a great addition for this Brazil side. He
Paqueta
can
has
make
to start now.
he
He
can
has
make
to
the
be on a
World Cup
starting
roster,
level.
and then you get Coutinho, and you can leave the Jesus at winger. Tite should have been done that. Put Jesus at winger.
You
To be
know
honest
what
with
I'm gonna
you,
do,
to be honest
KJ?
with you,
You know what I'm
we
gonna
just
do?
missing a number 9. That's
Number
all we
nine.
need.
See, you
We
know what
just
I'm
need a
gonna do?
clinical number
I
9.
don't know if Brazil has a player that can play on the right winger. Who
But
Gabriel Jesus as a number 9, then Neymar Jr. as the left
No,
wing,
like we
and
need no, and I'm talking about like a clinical number. I don't need a player like Jesus and Firmino that score when they're on the day. I need like a clinical striker that just can give me goals.
so who do you have as a clinical number 9? I don't.
No, like we have Gabby Gall, Jesus and Firmino. Those are the number 9s. But I'm saying like that. I'm saying like in general, that's what this team is missing, in my personal opinion. Like a clinical number 9 that can score because the thing about this Brazil team, this team is very, very good defensively. But my fear is that Neymar is not God. Like Neymar's not gonna be on fire. Like let's say you go to a World Cup, right? Neymar's not gonna be on fire the entire World Cup. There's gonna be that one
We don't
game
know
where
that,
he's gonna.
Milton. We don't know that.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know that.
We can't keep putting these limitations on niggas. Then when niggas have great tournaments, it's gonna be
No. I'm saying in general because unless Neymar turns like Super Saiyan or something and just turns up in every single 7 game of the entire World Cup campaign, that'd be fantastic. But I'm saying like because
I
when
know
you
what
look
you
at
mean. You need other options. But
you need
bro,
other
that's where I
option
think
when the game is
that's
tight.
where I
You need
think
it.
you bring Coutinho, you bring a
Coutinho,
lot of
yeah.
players that yeah, like there's still
Yeah,
players
right.
that aren't on
in
this roster
2020,
that
in 2021,
And
why
20
not?
No, but let's be
Man,
real though. Didn't Coutinho just win a
look,
Champions League? Coutinho destroyed. Let's
no,
keep it
no,
real.
no,
Let's
yeah,
keep it real.
traditional
Coutinho
champions.
had a great
no,
Euro.
Wilton, no,
Coutinho's a
no,
whole
no,
stick,
no,
dude.
Bro,
What
Wilton, no,
man?
Coutinho
no,
pull up.
no, no,
Bro,
no.
Coutinho was amazing
I'll
at
say, I'll
Bayern
say,
Munich, bro.
Man's
what's
a
it
whole
called? I'll
stick.
say Coutinho with Neymar, dude. Coutinho has a rapport with Neymar, so that's understandable. But bro, Coutinho 2021, if you like, I just feel like Yassir's point is valid, but Brazil don't have the players, man. They just don't have the
That's
players, man. They just don't have the
But
players.
to be
Like
fair though, look how low the Brazil was in '06. They didn't win the World Cup. So
exactly.
it doesn't
But
matter. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It just
it doesn't matter. But even if you want that identity thing, you have to have the players. There's
yeah.
barring Neymar, there's no one that's on Ronaldinho, Kaká, not even on Robinho's level in terms of
Robinho and
flair.
Adriano.
Exactly. Even online was on that '06 squad. So like they just don't have the players, man. As simple as that. Since Fred was in the Brazil squad, that's when I realized that the squad is not the same, man. Since Fred was
Bro,
there.
but wait,
Not
why are we saying?
not
But
Fred,
wait. What
not
about
Fred centre-mid,
2014
Fred the
with
striker.
Joe and those men, the other Fred
Thank you.
on the team?
Thank you.
There's been
Thank
terrible
you.
Brazil team. Like when I hear you
Exactly.
guys, I hear what you guys are saying, but
I
as a
hear it. I
Brazil
understand it,
fan,
man.
I don't know the last time I've seen this Brazil that you guys are talking about.
Nah, man. It was 2006, I'll say.
Bro, that was
2006.
15 years ago, bro. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
That was 2006, man.
Because imagine Joe being in the Brazilian lineup. How my God in heaven, Joe. What the heck?
Yeah,
Where is it?
he was playing games, wasn't he? He was playing games.
Yeah, what's playing?
Bro, Joe shouldn't have been on that goddamn team.
Was he playing for Portsmouth or what was he playing for
It
them?
should have been
He
like
was playing in
somebody
Everton,
like
man. He was playing at Everton at one point, man.
But one thing
I
I love
remember
about
Joe.
this TT Brazil side, they do whatever they do to win the game. It doesn't have to be
They win
sexy,
ugly,
beautiful.
yes,
They
yeah,
win.
yeah.
They win how they
Yeah.
want to win.
But Vilton, can Titi not play like a 4-2-3-1 where you can't? I'm thinking about. So I was thinking about Casemiro and Fabinho playing together. My bad.
Yeah, they
So
need to. I think they will in the World Cup. I think they
yeah,
will.
because I think both of them are too not too defensive together. That's what I'm thinking.
It's funny. Tite in the which game? The Venezuela game. I saw an interview. They asked him, "Why'd you play this formation?" He said, "I'm experimenting for Qatar already." I don't think he should have said that. I don't think he should have said that because that's kind of disrespectful to Venezuela saying that like that.
Hilton, let me ask you a question. As a Brazilian, what do Brazilians say about this Brazilian team?
Don't get me wrong. For example, there's certain Brazil, like some of my friends that I know, they don't like the way this Brazilian team plays because they want to watch sexy football.
There's Samba
But
football, yeah.
but
Samba Brazil.
my thing is Tite only lost what 2-3 games competitively with this Brazil side. Casemiro hasn't lost any single game yet ever since he played for Brazil. So I'm like, what can you criticize Tite for? Because the last time we won a Copa was in '07. Then 2019 he delivered without Neymar.
Exactly. This is what I'm thinking. Exactly. My
2018, don't
Southgate
get me wrong.
syndrome, man.
2018 was a
Southgate
fluke.
syndrome.
Because 2018 was a fluke, bro. Let's be real. 2018 was just you can't say, oh, that was Tite fault. He made bad decision. It's not his fault. Casemiro was suspended. So, like, what can you criticize him really for? Because before 2019, Brazil was a mess. You lost 7-1 at home. You lost 7-1. You didn't even make it. You 2015 Neymar gets a red card, like a bad Copa America. 2016 Neymar goes to the Olympic. Literally, the only team Brazil beat in that tournament was my other country, Haiti, 6-1. Other than that, Brazil were horrendous. Then Tite takes over. Brazil goes in this crazy winning streak in the World Cup qualified for the World Cup. We're favorites to win it. I thought that was the year, but Neymar was in 100% fit. We considered a stupid on goal against Belgium. Tite brought a lot of like stability to this team. So I don't understand
Absolutely.
like why people criticize him for, because I'm like, bro, the guy only lost 3 games. Brazil hasn't lost like in a home game since I don't know when.
Hilton, I get your point. At the end of the day,
It's the same thing. Okay, yes, it's like, wouldn't you say it's the same thing with Barcelona? How Barcelona fans say, oh, we like playing tiki taka. Koeman is not playing. No, they were saying Valverde is not playing the tiki taka that we know and love. When Valverde knew this squad isn't good enough to play that style of football that the fan want to watch,
Exactly.
you just have to be effective. What you do, like you just have to be effective. Just like how people say Atletico play park the bus. I'm like, that's their best way they can play football. If they open up, they're gonna get cut open.
Why
You
people
play to
complain
your
about
strength.
as long as you win? Why
Yeah,
parking
you
the
play
ball?
to your strength.
Why is
no,
parking the
but,
balls in
but
public?
guys, I get your point. But Abdullah, you hit the nail on the head. What Tite is doing right now, if the end result is a World Cup, fine. But if it's not, then let's be honest, guys. Brazil has an identity. Brazil has a way of playing football. That's
but
just
you
the
can't.
reality. I feel like I get your point. Winning is the end. At the end all be all is winning. That you can do and you play to win. I get the point. But if you don't win, what are you giving the fans? At the end of the day, this is an entertainment-based business. This is
Okay,
Brazil.
society.
You want
Okay,
to
yes,
watch,
society.
you
Yes,
want to
society.
watch.
Yes, society. Let me tell you
this is
this.
That's not
this
that's
is
the
a
reality.
WWE.
Yes, society. 1970 was before 1994, right? The last time Brazil won a World Cup was 1970. Brazil were known for playing beautiful football. 1982, yeah, 1982, Brazil needed just a draw against Italy. For some reason, like you said, the Brazilian way, they kept attacking at Italy for no damn reason, bro. They were winning the game. All they needed was a draw to go through, or winning just a plus and a W. They kept on attacking Italy, and eventually Italy cut them open on the counterattack and won 3-2. They got eliminated from the World Cup. So before 1984, it took Brazil 24 years to finally win the World Cup. And you know how they did it? They changed the style of football. They played with Mario and Bebeto, two striker up front. And you know who was the first ones to start crying over it? Pelé, bro. Pelé literally said that, bro, this isn't the Brazil I know and love. Why is this Brazilian side is so defensive? Because Brazil had to change the football, just like Europe. For you to be European team, Brazil can't play that samba football. You have to beat who's in front of you. You just have to play. You just have to play to the team strength. Because if you're going to play samba football, like, like yes, you're going to be entertained, but at the end of the day, if you're not getting the result, are you really going to be entertained? So if you see Neymar,
Exactly.
Coutinho, Jesus flipping, doing tricks, yes, you're happy, you're clapping, and they lose like 3-0. Are you entertained about that?
No, you see, what, Sai, what we're concerned them about? We're concerned about doing stupid flick, doing Rabona, dribbling and on. No,
Okay,
but
for example,
the name I've seen this Copa America, I won't lie to you, he has been very, very
okay, for
disciplined.
example, Yasser Said, that Barcelona, that Pep Guardiola, and the 3P Real Madrid side, who do you think played a better football, Barca or Real Madrid?
100% is that I would say
Barcelona, right? Barcelona.
100%.
And who won more Champions League?
The Real Madrid.
Exactly, but we didn't play beautiful football. We just did what we got to do to win.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you win, the fans are happy. To be honest with you, the fans,
Especially
yes, they want
now,
entertainment. As long, especially now where there's so much money involved in football, pressure. Because look at Chelsea. Chelsea's a perfect example. They don't care how they play. They just do what they got to do to win. As long as you win, that's all that matters. It's result. It's a result business. Yes, you want to be entertained. Because when you look at football now, you don't see player like Neymar that much. Like that, I like ballers. Of course, I like ballers. Ronaldinho is my favorite football player of all time. But my thing, you need result. This team hasn't won a World Cup. Brazil hasn't won a World Cup since 2002. So if you want to be entertained, set up a friendly match against France after everything is over. Set up a friendly, watch Neymar do flips and tricks. You could be entertained then. But if you're trying to get result, bro, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. I don't need to be entertained. As long as you win.
Okay. Two things. Talk to me about my boy Fred, because I mean he was doing his thing today.
No, the thing about
He was
Fred,
doing his
right?
thing today. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Against Ecuador, Fred was the worst midfielder I've ever saw in my entire life. Against Ecuador, but I'm gonna say this though. Against Peru, when we played against Peru, this guy was playing like he was possessed or something. I don't know what happened. I just don't know. But against Ecuador, he was so bad. I really thought this guy's not from Brazil, is he? There's no way, bro. There's just no way, bro.
One game, this guy cannot pass the ball. In another game, I'm like, bro, he could pass? What? It's weird, bro. It's so weird. And what about if you guys are looking for a striker, why don't you guys you guys don't like Gabriel Martinelli?
Martinelli is one. He's too young. He hasn't had any experience.
Which Martinelli? Is it
the Arsenal?
Arsenal.
He's a winger.
He's a boy.
Yeah, he's a young boy.
Man.
He's a
Gabriel Martinelli.
I think he's an inside forward.
Yeah, he's not really a
boy,
traditional number 9. That's one thing. Like since R9, Brazil really hasn't got that striker, bro. Like it's honestly depressing. It's pretty sad, man.
And it's not coming anytime soon.
Yeah, because those players are generational talent.
Do Brazil have any number 9 to play in any league in the world football at the moment? Any number 9 prolific number 9?
Not world class. Not world class.
Yeah, there's no world class. And the
They're all
thing
in
is,
Brazilian
when I
league.
watch the youth tournaments, right? When you watch the World Youth Championships, which is where most of the players come through, right? There's no player coming through the ranks there that you say, okay, in 3 years, this guy will be 22, 23, and probably if he's in a good club, he'll be able to, expose and grow and develop to be that number nine. They're not making number nines anymore in Brazil, it seems.
Even in football in general, it's hard to see a really good number nine now these days.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Because when you look at the quality of number nine, you still say Suarez, you still say Benzema, you still say Lewandowski, and all those guys are in their 30s. The only other really good number nine I know, I don't even count Firmino as a number nine, to be honest with you.
Do you know it's so bad that when you call number nines the top 10 number nine, you don't have a choice but to have Morata in that list.
Like Haaland is the only one that's upcoming.
No. Timo Werner, bro, top 10, easy.
No, easy.
Because the number nine position is Barbosa.
Yeah, the problem with number nine is the way the coaches, and it's this evolution of football, right? That's happened in front of everybody's eyes. Most of the coaches don't play with a traditional number nine, and also the role of of the number nine in most teams is, he has to be part of the build-up play, not just being the one that gets at the end of the play, right?
True. And look at Man City. Man City just won a freaking Premier League by not playing a striker. They won a league by not having a striker.
And then also another thing is because, and I blame Guardiola for this though, because he's the one that changed football. Because in the 90s, most teams played with two striker systems, right?
4-4-2. That's the traditional Brazil formation, 4-4-2.
Yeah, either you play 4-4-2, 4-2-4, 4-1-2-1-2. There's always two strikers, and since he changed football, he first started with a lone striker, with Eto'o.
Emmy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna blame somebody, it has to be Mourinho.
Mourinho?
Diego Milito. Didn't Mourinho have Diego Milito and
because Mourinho, when he first came to Chelsea, it was Good Johnson, if I'm correct, and Drogba up top.
Yeah, it was Good Johnson and Drogba.
Yeah, and then
with Joko, with Dolph and Robin on the wings.
And then it changed. Then he went to a 4-3-3 because the 4-3-3 gave the Chelsea team an extra man in midfield.
Correct.
And that removed the effectiveness of the wingers, because Ferguson and Wenger were living off 4-4-2. So it wasn't until Mourinho came and changed that to where that's when it started shifting. But I think Pep probably popularized it to the point of it looked attractive. Mourinho just did it.
Pep started the 2011 Champions League final with no striker.
Exactly.
Yeah, against Manchester United in Rome.
That's when it really got bad, man. That's when.
Perfect example. 2012 Euro final, Italy versus Spain. They beat Italy without a striker.
Yeah, they played without a striker. Fabregas was the false nine. Yeah,
they beat Italy in a Euro final 4-0 without a striker,
bro. So guys, just going off of the conversation we have right now, does that mean? One second, guys. There's a fireworks going on in my background, so. Don't mind it.
Okay. It's everywhere.
No, I was thinking a lot about this Euros, this Copa Americas, and I was really thinking about this France team. Because I feel like, traditional number nines, you have number nines that really drives a lot of the attention, and sometimes I personally don't like traditional number nines. I like to play without the number 9. If I was ever going to manage, and I'm never going to manage, I will play without a number 9, because I'd rather have my team be more fluid and have anyone score than have all the offer the energy just to make one person score. Like England, really I feel like if England didn't play without a number 9 and they play with Sterling up top, this team will be unstoppable.
No, we wouldn't because yes, Kane was bad, but Sterling was actually playing off Kane in that game.
Yeah, King
So
King takes out
Kane
King
takes out,
takes
yeah.
out yeah, he takes out defenders, for Sterling to run into. Because if King doesn't create that space for Sterling, Sterling will have two center backs and a fullback on each side to deal with every time he tries to run.
But
He will not have that ability, right?
I get it, but I just feel like sometimes what happens with a striker, especially in international football, because a lot of some of these players have not played with each other, is a lack of chemistry. Like the thing is, like if the striker, the movement the striker is making, if the player is not understanding his movement, then it makes it more complicated. So your attack becomes more stagnant. But if you don't have a number nine and you have three forwards and each of them are interchanging, they're making runs. You have Sterling occupying the number nine position. Then you have Grealish popping up there. The defenders don't know who to mark.
No, but the thing is, you have to. so
There's
so
pros.
it's not a bad proposition. The biggest problem with a false nine is the ability not to have a focal point, because at some time in the game, your midfielders need to look up and be able to and be able to push that ball up. Now, when you eliminate that option to get the ball up to a focal point, you now have to structure the ball movement from your midfield to attack. Someone has to come in between the lines to be able to receive that ball in a half turn and be able to, either attract the opposition defenders to himself to release the runners or the people that will be able to run into the space he creates. So there's a lot of structure to it. That's why many coaches cannot just play false nine. It's a difficult system because
There's
guess
pros and
what?
cons. There's pros and cons.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you might just the ball will just be in midfield, and your midfielders will not have the technical ability to progress the ball.
Exactly. The only country that would work for yesterday is speak Spain, because you
Yeah,
have so many technical midfielders that are so
correct.
amazing.
That's
Xavi,
why. That,
Iniesta, Fabregas, David Silva, Juan
yeah.
Mata didn't even make the freaking team for crying out
Nope.
loud.
Nope.
Like you have those players are
Nowhere near
so
that team, man.
technically
Nowhere near,
good.
man.
No one near. Like you're not getting the ball from that team. You're not
And
getting the ball.
but the
Okay.
thing is, when Spain started that domination in 2008, they had that guy called Senna, right? The Villarreal captain, the bald guy. He was the Busquets of the team before they got Busquets into the
Busquets, yeah.
team, right? He was playing that holding role, and pretty much Spain was playing 4-1-5. Yeah, they were playing 4-1-5.
Because
They,
I don't know any national side that won a World Cup without a striker. Spain had David Villa in
no,
2010.
France won the World Cup in 1998 without a striker.
We didn't count Thierry Henry as a striker.
Who?
Thierry Henry.
Henry didn't start.
He didn't start in the final. He didn't
He
start
didn't
in the
start.
final.
Yeah, he didn't start many
Yeah,
games. He started. He probably started
he
2 games.
Okay, guys.
He didn't
But
even
what
start the
about
final, man.
Firmino though? I isn't Firmino? Isn't he just basically a false nine, like as a player?
Yes.
He's
Firmino
not a
is
number nine.
no Firmino is the hybrid striker that most coaches are trying to, turn the traditional number nine into. They want he's one of those. Uh-oh. He's one of those. He's one of the. He's now in that category strikers that also part of the build up play. I think all this change happened because everybody wants their striker to be that extra man in the midfield or in between the lines to be part of the build up play, and most of the space is on the wings, on the half space where you have inside forwards running in there, running into the half space, cutting in, shooting at goal, or crossing the ball, pulling the ball back for someone to actually strike the ball at goal. So if you look at most of the goals that you watch these days, it's pretty much almost the same pattern of play. Most people are trying to do almost the same thing. It's just the variation of how they actually get the ball to the forward line is different. In Chelsea, I will talk about Chelsea because I know Chelsea the way Tuchel plays. In some cases, he plays 3-2-4-1. No, sorry, yeah, 3-4-2-1. In some cases, he plays 3-2-5. It depends on the team he's playing against. Zidane sometimes plays 4-3-3. It looks like 4-3-3. In most cases, actually 4-1-4-1. Or in some cases, actually 4-3-3 false nine. That means Benzema drops. Benzema is a very good classic case of a false nine that
Mhm,
actually has a traditional striker instinct, and
mhm.
that's why he's so dangerous because he he can cause any defense trouble.
Guys, yeah, that's that you make a very good point, and I just, I mean, maybe the reason why I don't like a lot of these number nines nowadays is I just feel like that position is not like I think Wilton said it. They're not really great number nines right now. Like a lot of them are.
Yeah, they're not great number nines like back in the days. In the late '90s, you had you had a flurry of number nines,
Yeah,
right? You had you had R9 doing his thing. In fact, in most leagues, you had so many top
Yeah,
number
you had at
nines.
least five. You had at least five.
Oh, you had so many. You had
Exactly, man.
Batistuta, you had Crespo, you had just think of it.
Luca Toni,
You had Marcelo Salas, you had so many kinds of number nines.
Trezeguet.
They had Trezeguet, in Juventus.
That's only
You
in
have
the Serie A.
In Bundesliga, you have Elba, in Bayern Munich. You had so many kinds of strikers, and of course, the Premier League, you had a flurry of strikers too. So it's yeah, it just now you cannot see those strikers anymore. Like they don't. Yeah, most of those strikers are actually made to go learn how to, be part of the build or play from the academy days. Else they become, nobody wants to buy them or they cannot even integrate into the first team for the clubs. So
yeah.
I think this is the era of the inside forwards, right?
Mhm.
So the inside forward role is now more fashionable. Is now the role that you see most inside forwards go for over 100. That's the world class one goes for 70 to over 100 million pounds easily.
Question. And this is something I've been thinking about the last couple of days after France got knocked out. Is this France team that got knocked out as good as the one that won the World Cup?
Let me answer that question. They're
Yeah,
less
go ahead.
they are less serious. They're less
Yeah.
serious.
I
They're
think
not
I think
serious.
this I think this France team, this current France team, is actually not a team.
Hmm.
Yeah, they don't have some of the leaders they had in 2018. They don't have. They also there's also some kind of infights among the players. If you look at the Italian team that played today against Belgium, after the match, they came together in a huddle, right? They came together in a huddle, and guess who was talking? They were listening to the coach, Mancini. He was saying so many things, and then they put their hands together and all that stuff. That tells you that team is united. And there's something that the great Pele said, right? He said it's only a gang that can actually win a competition. If you're not a gang, you can never win a competition. If you go back in history, there's no team that is torn apart that has ever won a competition. Because in a competition of 7 games, World Cup, Euros, Copa America, say whatever, African Cup of Nations, at some point you guys will have a bad half. You have a bad spell in the game. You need to stick together as a team to go, overcome those times. And if you don't stick together as a team, you never win those games because you get dominated and you concede again. Even though you guys are so talented, but you guys will always be knocked out of the competition. I won't say this France team, yeah, they will not go far. And I think one of the fastest remedies will be to change the coach, to be very honest. If you change
No,
the coach,
I feel like it's too close to the World Cup. I feel like
it's not close. The World Cup is about 18, 20 months away.
there's two players I feel like shouldn't been a part of the squad. The number one guy is Adrien Rabiot. If a guy, if a guy refused to be part of, because there was in 2018 during the World Cup, he refused to be part of. There's a provisional squad in case someone gets injured. He refused to be part of that squad.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah,
Then
he dropped out.
there's so much evidence that showed that Rabiot, as a personality, is a very toxic player.
Yeah, and his family is also toxic because his family attacked the Pogba
Pogba.
brothers and also, Mbappe's dad understands on Monday.
He's let's be honest, guys. He is not that great of a player. He's not that good of
No,
a player,
he's not
and
good.
he's very toxic.
The,
I don't understand why you call him up.
There are a lot of players that should be playing in that team ahead of him, like Kamavinga, Trameni,
Yes,
or even Hosem Hawa.
yes.
Hosem Hawa would
Oh,
offer something different.
you
You know,
left Ndebele at home. If you wanted a midfielder that can play,
oh, Ndombele too. Yeah,
Ndebele, you
Ndombele.
left him
I
at home.
don't. I in terms of talent wise, I'd agree with all the players you're saying, but in terms of what the role was, I'm not sure. There could be others, but in terms of what the role was, because I think what we're realizing now is that Matuidi was a big part of this team,
Big, big, big.
a huge unsung hero because it was pure energy what this guy was bringing. I'm talking 90 minutes
Cleaning up
running
mess.
up and down, man, cleaning up everything. Like he was
Mhm.
basically Kante. Well, like he was basically Kante, but doing his own thing. Like he was driving forward as well. So I feel
Absolutely.
like I feel like Deschamps was trying to place Matuidi. Unfortunately, he was trying to place Matuidi with Rabiot, and they're not the same player.
I
But
just
yeah,
sometimes you wonder
yeah,
if
go ahead.
these international managers watch the players, because if he watched him in Juve, he would understood that this guy doesn't bring anything to the team. He doesn't
But
contribute anything.
Yasser, I blame this me personally, I blame this tournament and the way it went for France on purely not purely but mostly on Kylian Mbappe. From what I'm hearing and the stuff that's been said in the media, I think it's hard not to because the Giroud thing is number one. I'm hearing he wanted to be on the set pieces, although he hasn't scored any in his career. I'm hearing he had an issue with Griezmann's role in the team.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I also that my second person I felt like that should have been part of this team is Benzema.
and
Um,
then that was what I was also getting into
yeah,
because apparently there was players that didn't want him in the team. Respectfully, not to say he's a bad player because we all know how great he was, but for morale, and Mbappe was one of the players that wanted him on the team. So that already, you see, I
yeah. I
said
mean,
this.
why would you risk at Deschamps? Because like the Deschamps included Benzema that last second, of like no one in France knew that he was going to be part of it. Then all of a sudden, boom, Benzema out of nowhere was part of it. Everyone makes excited, but then also part of me really felt like, man, this can either go two ways. This could go really good, or this could be really bad. And I don't know, man. I just the way this team played in 2018, the way Griezmann played, the way Mbappe played off of Giroud. I mean, Benzema got the goals. Beautiful, beautiful goals. He did his thing, and I love Benzema. He is one of my favorite players. I would defend Benzema no matter what. But
I
apart,
don't think
like
I don't think
it was not the
Benzema
right idea, man.
I don't think Benzema was the issue. I still stick by it that if you get a very good coach, the coach would if Mancini was a coach of this French team, they will be playing very attractive football like the Italians. The Italians are well coached. You can see the way they press, when they press, how they press, the angles they press at. You can tell that there's a structure to the way they play when they pass the ball. There's a purpose, the way everybody's moving, running off the ball. When they lose the ball, you see how they actually press the ball to win it back. Those things are not evident in the French team. It's not there. Like,
Yeah, but
like,
I
But
mean,
Emmy, they won the World Cup playing that same way. They won
but,
it.
but football has changed. Dons, it's changed. Football has changed. Is it
So
not
you,
very
so do you, so
evident?
do you,
You
so
know,
do you,
I
so, so
agree.
so my
I
thing,
agree 100%.
I agree
yeah, I
with what you're
agree.
saying. So do you feel like it's more of a case that Deschamps was left behind because
Yes,
I
yes.
because I
Nobody
believe
see no
uh,
team. I might be wrong, but since 2018 when they won the World Cup, no team has been pragmatic and won the Champions League or any top European competition.
Chelsea.
No, Chelsea is not pragmatic.
Chelsea, they defended. That's all they did, and they
no
won
No,
it.
where?
They're very.
No,
They use the
no.
Gegenpress. They use the Gegenpress. Gegenpress
Thank you very thank you
it's
very
a
Chelsea
very
is
much.
a
attractive
game
football
pressing
player.
team.
It's the
Chelsea is
Gegenpress
a
they use.
counter pressing team, counter pressing
Yeah,
possession based team. That's what they play. They counter press you at your own post. You see Jorginho running to the opposition box to press their centre backs or one of the midfielders. Or it's so structured.
like
Nobody
Hansi Flick,
plays.
like that.
Nobody plays the way France won the World Cup in 2018. Nobody plays that way
But
anymore and
also,
wins
I
anything.
I
But
also
to be
think
fair though, that's
2018.
international tournaments. They usually are very pragmatic when you watch the two big nation go at it. The
But
two,
guess what? Italy's telling us something different this year.
That's if they win it though. Because
Let's see.
If
I don't
England wins
know.
it, if England wins the Euros, they're very pragmatic.
I
that's
Like
what I've been saying. I've
shocking.
never seen an Italy team like that in my since I've been watching. The first time I watched Italy was into the 2006 World Cup. That was the first World Cup I've ever
Mhm.
watched. I was what 7 or 8. Italy were known for being very That's their culture in general.
Yeah, yeah. They
They
play
produce the
they
best
call it
defenders.
they call it Catenaccio.
Yeah,
Catenaccio.
that's their nature. But
Yeah.
this Mancini team is different. They love having the ball. They
They
attack you.
love, yeah,
Guys,
they attack you, and they don't attack you with only 2 players or 3 players. They attack you with 5 players in some instances. In some cases today, I was seeing 3 Italian players in the
Yeah, because
box.
they
yeah,
outplayed the living crap out of Belgium in the first
yeah.
Oh
half.
I
my
mean,
Belgium couldn't
days.
go
guys,
nowhere
let me
near
say
them.
this.
Belgium didn't understand what to do. And at some point, I
Mhm.
started feeling for Axel Whistle because he didn't know whether to press or whether to stay, right? Because
No,
like there were so many players running past him
And
the
so
Lukaku,
many
Italians
times.
were
Jesus.
amazing today. They were fantastic today. But let
Credit
me
to
say this
Bonucci and
about Mbappe
Chiellini
before I
today.
forget, Bilton.
You
I
know,
I was also thinking about Mbappe, and I always said this about Mbappe. The age that he is at, what Mbappe desperately needs in his career is what Sir Alex Ferguson did to Cristiano
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo when he came from
Yeah,
Sport Lisbon.
exactly. Yeah.
For what Messi had when he brought in with Rijkaard and Pep.
Hmm.
He needs a,
I agree. That's a
a
good point.
big manager, like a colossal of a manager.
It's not really a big manager. I think what he needs is someone to develop his game and give him, improve his attributes, his awareness when he's at certain points of
Then
the
he should
field.
just join Real Madrid this summer then, because we have the perfect manager for that.
Ancelotti, yeah,
No,
you know
but guess
Ancelotti.
what? But Ancelotti is failing me. I used to be Rossoneri. I still watch Milan, right? That was the first my boyhood club back in the early 90s when I watched football. I watched Milan, everything about Milan, right? But I watched Ancelotti as a player. He was an amazing player. As a coach, amazing coach. He played this in the early 2000s. He started this Christmas tree formation 4-3-2-1, which dazzled everybody. Ancelotti also brought up his own small evolution of the game before the Rijkaards Pep and probably some of the other folks came in. But Ancelotti recently,
Yeah, he
That's
ain't
the
it,
thing,
man.
though.
it's been
Recently,
tough, man.
He ain't
yeah.
it, man.
Especially
Don't
when
worry.
He ain't it,
By
man.
by
I think
January,
I was disappointed with Ancelotti in two of the stunts he had with Bayern Munich and
Napoli,
Napoli.
yes,
Those were two very disappointing moments.
yeah, the
And
Napoli
he did absolutely nothing at Everton. I mean, absolutely nothing.
I
his
think
Yeah,
by
Absolutely nothing,
to be
his
man.
honest with you, I
Napoli
think
stint was really poor. I won't lie. I think that took away a lot of flair from him because he had to continue fighting with the owner of Napoli. He had that situation where I think the players revolted and all that stuff. It was a hot mess.
and
I,
he
Um
also
I
with
think by
Bayern.
January,
Guys, don't
February, he's
forget
gonna
about
get
Bayern.
we sacking them by January, February. I think
No,
that's
also
the time
I
because
think so too.
I'm looking at the La Liga fixtures. If somebody could just show, I know after which game he's gonna get sacked. I
Oh,
already
you know?
Wait, but
I'm
Yasser,
I think
yes,
I do.
Yasser,
Which
man,
which
yes.
one, please?
Hold
Tell
up,
me.
hold
Yasser.
up. Let me look at the
I
schedule. Give me a second.
the thing is, I get what you're saying with Mbappe, but this is a new era of football. This is a new era of players. It's the social media era. So as much as Sir Alex Ferguson did what he did with Cristiano, and I give a tremendous amount of credit for that, this is social media because
No,
you're,
but
but
look, think about this. Think about this. If
I
Mbappe
I
was
think
at
wait
Manchester
before
City, if Mbappe was at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola is like a god in Manchester City. If Mbappe starts to have problems with
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, then Manchester City are gonna let him go before they
Yes,
let Pep Guardiola go.
exactly.
You know what?
I
That's my
agree
point,
with you. You
guys.
make a good point
You know
because
that's my point. He
this is
needs
a
a
very good
manager
point.
that can literally tell Mbappe, "Hey, man, you need to chill." That literally can like put that little
I think
Leroy
I
Son,
think what
you know what I'm saying?
Leroy Son
no
was at City.
And they
no
let him go. And
and
they
they
And they
like,
let
let
him
him go.
go.
you can leave.
They
So
sold him.
my thing is that there's certain players where it's a social media thing, whereas I feel like it's more they need another player to rein them back because I feel like with management now, you're walking at a fine line. You're walking a fine line. If you start pushing a player for player, you have a situation where
No, but the thing
at some
is,
clubs they'll choose the manager, but other clubs they might lean towards the player. And when
and
it's the
that's
players,
why
Mbappe,
and that's why you see coaches that have earned their salt, like Pep doesn't take nonsense from anyone.
Yes.
Pep
Yes.
put Ronaldinho in the market. Do you know, at the time you put Ronaldinho in the market, I think Ronaldinho just won the Ballon d'Or or something
Yeah.
the previous year. Like, he told him, hey dude, you are going for sale. Like, I'm not playing with this guy, period. And you have to choose whether me or him. And the way I'm not saying just Pep does that, even Sir Alex Ferguson had a grip on Manchester United. That's why all the players that came through, even the hot-headed ones like Roy Keane, like Cantona, all those players knew if you act up, you're out the door.
but
Like,
Emmy, you're saying that
Emmy,
you're
December 12th. That's when Ancelotti's gonna get sacked. December 12th. We usually lose like the home, like when he was our
Whoa, whoa,
manager.
whoa,
We
whoa, whoa,
lost the
whoa, whoa,
home
whoa, whoa.
derby.
What's going on, Vilton?
No,
Ancelotti get a sack?
I'm looking at I'm looking at our schedule. Right, I'm like I know when he's gonna get fired by
wait,
December 12th. Once we lose
so
the derby to Atletico Madrid, he's gonna get sacked.
Why would he get sacked?
Bro, Ancelotti's just there to stop the bleeding. There's a bleeding
yeah,
that around. He's
I
just
think
there.
he's a stopgap. I
He
think he's a
just he
yeah,
stopgap.
he's
just
a
a
stopgap.
bandage.
Yeah, I think
He's
he's
a
a
bandage.
But
stopgap.
then,
But even
Because
then, Emmy,
Vilton, what's
yeah,
up with
go ahead.
Paris, though? Paris literally,
Bro, Perez is fooling you guys, bro. Watch Perez get Mbappe and Haaland next year, bro, or
yeah,
something.
but not
Emmy.
Zidane,
But
though?
I said
Because you know we built
Fergie,
a new stadium. What if those two are the one that walk into our new stadium?
Fergie, Fergie, as great as he was, Beckham. I'll say Beckham is the most similar player to Mbappe in terms of worldwide global appeal,
And
right?
what did he do?
But that's what
How
I'm
did
saying. No, no, but
Beckham
you're
end
saying,
up?
but no, no, but you're saying, but Yasser is saying that Mbappe needs a manager, which I agree to a certain extent to rein him back. My thing is, what about if he can't be reined? You know what I mean? And I'm saying it to
Wait, what
say,
did you say? Say that again.
like,
What
to
if he
hold him
cannot?
back. He needs a manager to hold him back, basically,
Uh huh.
not believe his own hype. But my
Mhm.
thing is that what if you can't do that? Because David Beckham is a perfect example.
No, see, you know one thing. If you cannot do that, guess what happens to him? He becomes the spoiled child that nobody really, he
And
becomes.
that's the thing I'm fearing.
And guess what? There will be another top star coming through the ranks in the next 2 years. That's how football is. You cannot be the shining light for a long time, forever, right? At some point, there will be another shining light coming through, who probably gives more work ethic than you, that everybody will want to go for. And guess what? Your value will drop because you'll be. Look at Balotelli. Do you think Balotelli was not a good striker?
Oh no, I know. Hey, I'm Ghanaian. I know what Balotelli is, man. I know what
Balotelli,
Balotelli is, man.
Balotelli was a natural striker. Like he was so talented. Nobody hits the ball as good as that boy. That boy, he's good. He was very good. But what killed him? What killed him? You
Was the
know,
mentality?
it was not
Yeah,
just
his
it was
mentality.
just mentality. It was like, do I really need to? Do I really put so much
Yeah,
effort?
there was
You
no
know,
mentality, no work ethic, no strive.
exactly. And you know why Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are still relevant today? Is their work ethic, their mentality,
and the desire.
and their ability to want more of what they won before, right? They want to continue to be at the top.
No, but
Um,
you see, but I could throw that at you and say, Ibro's work ethic is great, and he has a great strive, and you'd say he's a great player, but there's been circumstances where he hasn't been the ideal teammate, he hasn't been the ideal player. You know what I mean? And I feel like Mbappe might fall into that mode where
mm.
like I hope he's not, but he might just be a guy where he's feeling himself. You know, he's feeling the source, he's feeling the hype. You know, and a
I
manager might not be. I that's why I'm saying more so a player, because a player I feel like you could relate to. Benzema would be a perfect player, for example, because I
Yep.
feel like Benzema has Mbappe's respect from the get go. I feel like the reason why Mbappe was even acting up this tournament was in part to Benzema's introduction, because Benzema's an OG, man. He's an OG in this game, and I feel like Mbappe was trying to play up to his hype
you
when he
know
didn't really need to.
Benzema. You know when Benzema started at Lyon,
Exactly. Even him. Even
at the age
yeah,
of
exactly.
16,
Yeah,
he was termed a generational talent, right?
exactly. Yes.
Benzema was a prodigy when
Mhm.
he was a teenager in Lyon, and at that time, Lyon was winning the Ligue 1 every year, pretty
Yeah,
much.
they were double
They
triple
had
cut, man.
they had a very good team. Ligon was producing good players too. Um, so remember, Benzema went to Real Madrid at 21, very young boy when he went to Madrid.
And he had
Um,
issues first couple.
so yeah, so I think Benzema, I think Mbappe. If I was Mbappe, if you ask me what are your short-term goals, I would say I need to leave PSG and look for a very good coach that can develop my game
I think
to the
he
next
knows that.
level.
I think Mbappe knows that. I think he really deep down inside, I
Because
think he
let me
knows
not
that.
lie to you guys, I won't say I think PSG he's outgrown PSG and he needs to go because if he doesn't move, he will fall by the wayside because a lot of good players coming through and a lot of players are stepping up their game in different levels. Very soon, the game of football is going to a situation where it's not just about talent anymore, right? It's now going to be about your application on the field. How do you apply your skills and talent to help your team win games consistently? And
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
cannot do that at a consistent level, because maybe you're not in the mood to play today, someone did not pass the ball to you, your best friend is not playing in the team with you, all those kind of stuff. If that's your reason for not turning up,
No, the
then let me
reason
not
why I'm
lie to
laughing
you.
because um
Yeah,
the
then
French
you
media is actually they blame Neymar for Mbappe regressing at PSG, which is
no.
ridiculous.
He hasn't even regressed though.
Whoa.
But he hasn't
They
regressed.
say he missed a penalty because of Neymar.
But he
Oh
Neymar
hasn't even.
my
Neymar's
But
behavior.
he hasn't
days.
regressed
was
though.
he was Neymar waving at him?
Exactly. But he
But
hasn't even
why is he?
regressed.
Has he actually regressed though?
He hasn't regressed. He hasn't regressed. You could
He's
say that.
regressed. If
I
you
would
look
have
at
said
Mbappe, so if you look at Mbappe in
Because
the
I don't
World
think he
Cup,
has. Been,
he hasn't
you know how
regressed.
that just scored like 40 goals this
He
season.
scored.
no,
This has been his best year.
I understand. See, I'll tell you one thing, right? Yes, he can score the volume of goals that you think, but guess what?
Because he was amazing in the Champions
No,
League
wait,
until
wait,
that Manchester City game.
let me tell you what I see, right? In certain situations in the past, Mbappe will wiggle his way out of those situations, shoot at goal, and score. But now he's finding it difficult. Most times he gets the ball. Maybe he might even rather pass the ball backwards than actually take the man on. Like, look at that chance he missed against Switzerland when he was true
Emery,
on goal.
man.
But this
Emery,
is the
man.
thing,
He
though.
could have hit
Emery,
Emery,
man.
Emery. This is the
Mbappe.
thing,
Like a
though.
month
Mbappe
ago.
would have
To
hit that
me,
ball
Like a
with his
month
left
ago.
leg.
this is the
Emery,
thing,
man.
This is the harsh thing about football. International tournament, they wait so much in football. It's honestly insane. Like, for example, Mbappe during the Euro this summer, Mbappe had a fantastic season, bro. He was
Exactly.
amazing this season. He's the second top scorer in the Champions League. He scored a hat trick at Barca. He scored 2 goals at the Allianz Stadium.
Exactly.
The only bad game he had was City, which
I,
is fair. He was coming back from an injury. But he scored what 40 goals this season, I think, or 35 something goals
it
this
doesn't
season
matter. It
in
doesn't
all
matter.
competition.
It
No,
doesn't matter.
but
But
what I'm saying because
the
of
big
because
games,
of
the real games.
no, but I'm saying it's the same thing with Conte. A lot of people saying he deserved Ballon d'Or, but
No, but
because French
here's
is
the
out,
thing,
you don't
Luca.
hear people saying Conte Ballon d'Or shots no more.
Here's
Because
the
of
thing,
that,
Luca.
because of what? How many games? What? 4 games? Yeah, because of 4 games. Because of 4 games, like
No, no,
I
don't
but
don't
give
think it's fair
everybody
to
think
say he's
Mbappe is
regressed.
sorry.
I
no,
don't
but
think he's fair
Kante.
to say
Oh,
he's
guys,
regressed. You could say he hasn't developed as
before I
quickly as you
leave,
like.
before I leave,
Yeah.
let me say this about Mbappe. Let me say this about Mbappe. The
He's
guy,
you're a Rashford, by the way.
no.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
being
That's
serious
society.
here.
It's
For
clear.
Mbappe, I don't know what it is, but for me, I think he needs to leave PSG. That's just my personal opinion. I think he needs to leave PSG. He needs to go to Real Madrid. That's the place I would love to see him in Real Madrid. Because here's the thing about Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they booed Ronaldo. They booed Cristiano Ronaldo. Real Madrid fans, they won't cuddle you. They won't baby you. I feel like that's what happens in PSG. Oh, Mbappe. Oh, no. He has 40 goals. Oh, no. Mbappe, you have to do better. We expect the best from you. Because he is next in line. When Messi Ronaldo retire, the best player in the world should be Mbappe. What I don't want to happen to Mbappe is what happened to Neymar. Where he should have been the best player right now, and he's not. That's
Nah,
Yes,
just
he
but
what I
is.
think.
nah,
Yes,
but
to say he is. Though.
Because someone else,
Neymar,
some other player
No,
is
yes,
gonna
to say
come
it's not
along.
fair to
Neymar,
Neymar, bro.
because Neymar just
is
gets
fitting
injured.
in. Yeah,
Neymar just gets
isn't.
injured.
Yeah, he just gets injured, and when
Listen,
he's on
listen,
form,
guys.
When
he's
it's on the pitch,
Injuries.
arguably the
I'm gonna
best
tell
player
you
in the
guys
world.
about injuries, I'm gonna tell you guys about injuries. A lot of times, a lot of the injuries players get is because of their lack of what you call it, commitment to their own body. It's not a coincidence that Messi and Ronaldo are consistently playing in their biggest games of their careers.
Or he could
Consistently.
So
just
what
be
about
just lucky,
so
bro.
what about on so what about R9?
Yeah, what about R9?
Same. R9 partied. He loved to party.
Bro, what?
He
That
did.
You're
knee
saying
was in
He
his
did. He
so
fault,
you're
liked the
bro.
so
party
you're
life.
saying
Yes,
so
to
you're
say, what are you talking
so
about?
you're saying
That knee was
R9
in his
you're
fault,
saying
bro.
R9's knee was due to a partying issue.
No. I
His
mean,
knee
a
exploded,
freak
bro.
accident happens. Freak accidents happens.
Bro.
Bad injuries happens.
What about Gareth Bale?
Consistent
What about
injuries
Gareth
that
Bale?
Neymar
What about
consistently
Gareth
has.
Bale?
A
What about
lot of
Gareth Bale?
it is his body breaking down on him. That's just the reality, guys.
What about Gareth Bale?
What about Gav Bale?
Guys, I am not saying freak accident is a freak
No, you
accident.
No,
said
but
tell me, what
Gav
about
Bale's
Gareth
been
Bale?
getting knick-knack injuries though since he left Spurs.
Since La Decima,
Yes, okay.
once he won the Champions League in
Since
2014, he's
then, his
been
body's
injured, bro.
broken down on him. That's not due to from what I've seen, Bale's keeping up with his body. It's just unfortunate. It's an
Yeah,
unfortunate
it's
part of the game.
unlucky.
Guys,
It's an
I
unfortunate part of
can
the game.
guarantee you this.
And my thing is, right, even if Neymar were somehow like not being injury free, I think it'd still be hella hard for him to win a Ballon d'Or because you're playing against Messi and Ronaldo.
But
Those guys are
Modric
freaks.
did.
Those
But
guys are freaks,
Modric
bro.
did. That's why Wilton. I cannot let that pass. I cannot, from Neymar's perspective, I can never let that pass because, okay, Messi
Okay,
Ronaldo
yes,
still won it. That's
okay,
one
yes,
thing.
you
But
keep on
Luka
saying
Modric
that.
still won it.
Yes, bro. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it, right? Modric plays for an historical big club, Real Madrid.
Mhm.
Let's look at it. And Neymar is always injured. 2017, Neymar joined PSG. He gets injured. He played the first leg against Real Madrid. He gets injured. That wasn't during the 2018 season. 2019, he gets injured. Manchester United, you guys beat them. 2020, Neymar is actually fully fit. They get to the Champions League final. The PSG get to their first Champions League final ever when he's actually fit. Then 2021, they lose to Manchester City in the semifinal after sacking Tuchel in December. So that tells me if Neymar is fit, PSG can actually do something in the Champions League. Because the 2 seasons that he hasn't played, PSG lost in the round of 16 both times. But the 2 seasons that he was fit, they lost in the final and the semifinal. So that tells me something. It's just the injury was just unfortunate.
He's
It's
just
not his fault.
he just gets injured.
Yeah, just
That's part of football.
yeah.
That's part of
Yeah, it's
football.
just
Like,
it's just
Same thing
I
with
mean, I get
Michael
what
Jordan,
injuries.
right?
yeah,
Michael Jordan, I think, only got injured once in his entire career. Like you just some people just lucky and blessed, bro.
yeah.
No,
Listen,
I'm telling you guys. There's a different commitment that Messi and Ronaldo have in terms of their body. I can guarantee you this: 75% of
Why
the
doesn't
players
Garrett
right
Bill
now
does
that are
the
playing,
same?
they don't do what Messi and Ronaldo do in terms of investing on their body and their health. They don't do that.
Hazard.
Hazard loves pancakes.
could I, could I,
No, I mean Hazard was the same guy. Don Terry told everybody, but no one managed to listen. Hazard used to come to practice, barely wearing his shoes. He barely trained. So people are like shocked when he's 30 years old and his body starts to gain weight. He starts to
So what about
wow.
KDB? What about KDB? Because KDB, I would assume, it keeps up with his body well, does these things, but season upon season,
Yeah.
there's an injury.
So what
KDB,
about your guy, Yasser your
KDB,
defender
Guys,
from
unfortunately,
Manchester
Even
United?
Pogba.
guys,
What about your
I,
defender from
I've
Manchester
watched a lot.
United?
I've watched a lot.
Bailey. What
Guys,
about
when I watch,
Bailey? Doesn't
guys, we
Bailey
watch
keep
a
up
lot of
with his
sports
body?
here. Guys, we
Doesn't
watch a lot
Bailey
of
keep up
sports
with
here.
his body, Yasser
No,
Bailey
but
from
guys, we
Manchester
watch a lot of
United?
sports here. I watched LeBron James. Never in his 16
Yasser, some
season,
people are just blessed,
never gets
Yasser.
injured.
You have to
Everybody,
understand that,
wait,
bro.
everybody wonder what happened. People actually looked at his regimen. Like this guy spends millions of dollars on his body.
And
A lot of
he
these
did,
players don't do that.
he
They
did,
don't.
and
They don't make
he
that
did.
commitment.
No,
They
he
don't make
did,
the
and he did,
Cristiano
and
Ronaldo.
he
Cristiano
did,
Ronaldo
but
in the
now
interview
look,
said,
he's injured, right?
Yeah, he's
agreed,
injured.
agreed. They
But now
talk
he's
at
injured.
36, we're not talking about Osman Dembele. That's our
Yasser,
guaranteed because he played one
okay,
game.
yeah, what about
He played.
Dembele? Dembele
He
doesn't
played
care
the
about his
last
body?
game of the group stage, and Osman Dembele is injured again,
What
and he's
about Coleman?
23. He's
What about
23.
Coleman? Coleman is injury prone.
And what's it called? LeBron got injured was it 2 years ago or
You know,
2 years ago
But
in
at
a
the
row?
age of
Hey, what
35,
about
36,
yeah,
it's
Yasser,
okay.
what
It's
about
fine.
What about Fred Ribery?
let me tell
What
you
about
guys
Ribery?
He
something.
spent
Ribery
money
was a
on
good
his
player.
thing.
Let me tell you guys something,
Sometimes
Pep.
freak
Let me tell you
injuries happen.
something Pep said about players getting injured. He said you have to take care of your body as an athlete
Yes.
constantly. It has to be a routine. It has to be a part of you to always be conscious of your body, because guess what? These days, the athletes or the footballers are made to do so much more than back in the days. The average, football player runs probably around 11 to 12 miles a game. Yeah, and at the speed the game actually goes on these days, your body has to be in top shape.
But
The
they have the
demand is
science.
so
Kante's
much,
body,
and
Kante's
But
the
they have
body,
the
number of
technology
games.
of that to their advantage. The
Kante's
technology in
body,
the sport is advanced a lot.
Kante's body. Because Kante is one of the most naturally first football players I've seen, and I
Guys,
could tell you,
most
he trains. I could tell you personally that he's training, but he gets injured because that's how it is. Like
What
that's
about
just
Bailey from Manchester United?
that's just football.
I'm
That's
sure
just
Bailey
as
take
much
care
as
of
I
his
get what
body,
you're
but
saying,
he gets injured.
because some players don't take care of their bodies, and that's a reason for why they get injured. Some players can spend 5 million pounds a year on their bodies, But
He's the injured.
unfortunately, the game's the game where you're like they're gonna get injured. Like it's unfortunate,
Like for
but that's just
example,
the game.
for
Also, guys,
example,
also,
Hazard.
guys,
Yes, I say. For
one
example,
more thing,
Hazard,
Jota,
right?
one more thing before you go. Also, guys, I also feel like clubs themselves, their clubs and their medical staff. I feel like there's different like levels. I feel like there's certain clubs they don't have good enough medical staff at this level of football. Like for example, I remember Manchester United, our medical staff that we once had. Batiste ever had allergies to eggs. He didn't get diagnosed until he went to Italy. He went to Juve. Juve said, "Okay, you know what? You have literally there's levels to this, guys. I feel like there's certain clubs, in terms of their medical staff, they're top notch. Like
But
I
you
feel
know,
like
but you
something
know, but
something
you know
weird is
the
going on with Real Madrid and their medical staff because
yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
know what's going on there,
you
man.
know the you know something. I'll just add to that. You know the Italian teams are very so the medical staff in the Italian teams historically have been one of the best.
Yes,
They don't mess around. So you see a player playing other leagues. Oh, the guy is, he's good, he's doing that. But he does his medical in the Italian team and he fails his medical. And you're asking what's wrong. And guess what? All of a sudden they discover he has a hole in his heart. Or, they find something weird somewhere, or they find something that will make him not to play consistently over the whole season,
yeah.
at a
I
certain
mean,
level. They are
another example.
they're very yeah, they go down to detail in Italy and they don't waive anything, right? So
Another example is when Edison Cavani was playing for Man United last season. There's a period of time where Edison Cavani would not play the game next upcoming game because he has enough experience about his own body that he said, "Oh, you know what? This is one too much game. One more game for me that I cannot play, or else I will get an injury."
and
He knows.
And and he got injured as well during the.
No, no,
If
but then
memory
I'm
wrong-
just saying,
yeah.
guys, I'm not saying injury is not part of the game, but it's
Yeah,
also
okay.
about knowing, like, if I played this game after I played like a game on Saturday, a Champions League game on Saturday,
Oh no,
I
I get
cannot
that.
play on
I get that.
Tuesday, or
I
else
get that.
my body, I'm gonna get injured. I'm
I
gonna
get that.
pull
I
something.
get that. I get
You
that.
know
But
what I'm just saying is, it's guys, it's a lot more
yes,
complicated than I'm making it. Like I feel like I'm making it seem a lot more simpler, but I feel like it's more complicated than that
I forgot
because
your original point, man. What was your original point? Because I forgot.
I just feel like some players, it's just my opinion. I feel like some players, they have natural talent. They're really good. They God given gift, and it gets when they get to a certain level, I feel like they just don't put that extra
Oh, I
in
can
No,
agree.
terms of
Oh, I can
maintaining
agree
their
with
body
that.
for
No, I agree
longevity.
with that.
For
I agree
longevity.
with that.
Hazard.
I agree with
That's why I
that.
don't feel
Yeah,
sorry for Hazard injury.
something
To be honest with
before
you.
I go, right? There's something Tuchel always says, right? He always says he has a data scientist that actually calculates, players when they will get injured based on their historical, history. Sorry, their historical information on their health. Like he would not play certain players consistently for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and people were always screaming, "Why is he not in the starting lineup?" Blah blah blah. And he says he is one game away from getting a major injury. He has to rest his body and rest his legs for a period before he can play very high competitive football again. So the game has gone past, hey, um, hey, this player is so good, he has to play 60 games a season. Very few players can actually play those number of games
Exactly. That's
and
why.
keep that performance,
That's why I
right?
respect Modric, bro. Modric is 36. Modric just played his 62nd game this season
Oh,
in
for
general.
real?
Yeah, Modric played 62 games this season, bro.
Wow.
36.
Oh boy.
That's what
You
I'm
know, you
trying to
know,
tell you.
you
That's
know,
side.
you,
Not
you know,
everybody's best.
you know who I think should replace Modric. I think I found the player. His name is Nicolo Barella.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say
That
Varela.
that's
I
the
knew you were
guy.
gonna say
That's
that.
Like
the
guys,
guy.
you know, a player.
If I was Madrid, that's the guy I want to go get. And I know he's gonna be probably priced around 100 million. I'll
Yeah,
pay it because
yeah,
he's still 23. I and he was gonna play. He's gonna play till 35 because he plays the game with a lot of intelligence, right? So
yeah. Fully safe, yeah.
I think that's the next Luka Modric. I'm telling you, that boy is something else. He's a dynamo. Like, why did Italy get so many good midfielders? What? The same team as Verratti, the same
Yeah,
team as Jorginho.
yeah, Jorginho.
Do you know that the reason why Italy is so good is because of that midfield trio?
Oh no, no, the midfield, the
Locatelli,
mid.
Jorginho, Verratti,
I predicted
Barella.
Italy. I predicted Italy to win the Euros. Now they haven't won it yet, but I predicted Italy to win it based on that midfield because that's where the game's won and lost. And that
And it's
midfield, you have a chance of winning every game.
Well, it's gonna be interesting, Enki, to see them play without Spinazzola, because
Mm,
he has a long term injury now,
yeah,
so
it's
they,
funny.
they will play with Emerson, right? And Emerson will need to step up for the semi final.
In major international tournament, midfield, like especially international football, midfield is probably the most important position
exactly,
Oh
to have.
yes,
exactly,
if
It
you
is
look at
exactly.
because
most, if you
2018
look
Copa
at
France.
most, yeah, if you look at most teams that have won the World Cup or major tournaments, the midfield is very key. They have to have the balance right
Yeah,
in midfield,
Exactly.
to actually dominate and actually win the game because,
mm,
like I said, it's so easy. To have a top striker, but if you don't like Lewandowski, right, in Poland,
yeah.
he's a top striker, but he has no midfield, right? Um, no midfield, no strike. The striker is useless in international football.
Exactly, man.
That's the thing about this Italy team.
I
Everybody
think
can
what's it
score.
called? I'm obviously Ghanaian, so the 2014 World Cup. I don't know if people remember the Ghana v Germany game because I
That was the best game of the World Cup, I think. The two
exactly, and
two, the 2-2, yeah, 2-2
exactly, and
game.
we were correct. I think we were winning that game, weren't we? We were winning. Oh, it was definitely close anyway. And then I think that's when I realized. I feel like that's where I sort of just realized that yeah, it's just different, man. They brought on I think Cruz and Schweinsteiger.
Yeah.
From the bench. They brought on
Oh,
the big boys, man. And from that point on, I mean, we didn't even look like we wanted to touch that ball, man.
Yeah,
It was
because
peak.
if you look at the Spanish team that dominated 2008,
midfield.
2010,
It was all
it was the
midfield.
midfield, right? They
It's
had
midfield, man.
nobody remembers the striker or who the defenders were, but they'll tell you who Xavi and Iniesta and Busquets, right?
It was the midfield, man.
Those guys will pass you to death because guess what? Guess what?
I hated that Barcelona team, bro.
You cannot chase
Oh
them.
my.
You
Speaking
cannot.
facts, bro. I'm
They'll
like
get
this.
they'll get you chasing for 90 minutes. Like guess what? They will stay far apart. So guess what? In the central
Oh,
midfield, you'll be like, okay, we'll go press Busquets and make him to pass the ball back. But guess what? You would see Xavi come beside Busquets to make himself available to be a passing option. And once
I
he gets
hated
the
that
ball, he
Barca
has the
team, bro.
ability to beat the press, move the ball forward, collect the ball back again in space, move the ball forward, collect the ball back in space, keep creating and keep stretching you guys up and down. And guess what? After 20 minutes in the game, everybody's breathing hard. Like,
Exactly.
That's the
geez, what's
Busquets,
team.
going on? Like,
Busquets.
And that's the best way
we
to
can't even
defend
come
too.
close to this guy.
Yeah.
The best way to defend is with the ball.
That's why.
That's the best way.
Fulton. That's why I said
Because
like
that team runs your leg to the ground, bro.
Yeah,
Fulton,
Yeah,
that's why I said
yeah, you
Fulton, that's
start
why
getting injuries, bro, especially in the later half of the game.
Yeah,
Fulton, that's why I said
you get
Players go
tired. No
down.
matter, it's impossible for you. That's why you see Manchester City, they can win the league because guess what? They'll run you guys ragged. Like they'll pull the ball, pass the ball around themselves, make you guys tired, make you guys look stupid. You guys run back to your 18 box, pin yourselves there. They pass the ball wide, they bring the ball close forward. You think okay, they're gonna go back. No, they pass the ball forward. They move so
nah,
symmetrically
man.
in such a way that you cannot keep up with these guys for 90 minutes. Like
Bus,
90 minutes become like 2 days to you guys. You guys are like,
yeah,
geez, when is this game going to be
yeah,
over?
yeah.
We
Emmy,
want to
man.
go home.
Busquets. My dad used to say Busquets is a be careful footballer. You need to be careful if you need to be careful if you're playing against them because 10 minutes. You may think it's 10 minutes. You've been running for only 10 minutes, and you feel like it's the end of the game. And then if you even do have the legs to do that, if you're not careful, the game's gone. The game's gone by you. I'm talking about he will play that ball and make you chase the ball for 90 minutes, 90 good hard minutes. This guy, there's other footballers like that. Obviously, I think in the Premier League anyway, back in the old days, Liboya was like that. If you even look at now, there's many players that fit that profile, man. I mean, it's just great. Like, obviously, guys play like in their own level. I'm sure people in the panel played football at their own level. There's players that aren't even like at the top level that could do that to you, man. You've been through experiences where there's a guy that will just keep it ticking for 90 minutes.
What made it more disgusting, NK? I know you're gonna say something. What were you about to say before I say what I was about to say? Because you're saying my name.
Oh, I think yeah, that's what I'm saying. To keep the best way to defend is to keep the ball, which is why I'm confused as to why Deschamps brought on Sissoko against Switzerland. That didn't make any sense to me. You're keep the ball in their half. You're France. You have the players to do that.
Yeah.
Keep Griezmann on and keep the ball. So when he brought Sissoko, to me, it didn't make any sense. But
see, this one is untouchable because of 18. But 2016 lost the Euro final. I'm sure French fan, they want to win the Euro. The last time they won the Euro was in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
But they won the World Cup in 2018, so this son has that. So this son's pretty much, he won it as a player, he won it as a manager. So
no, and the players like him too. Like what I've heard.
No, but the thing is, right? If France wants to compete next year at the World Cup and maybe defend their title, and they don't want to be a disgrace like 2002, when they didn't even win a game. Even when they had one of the best teams.
The way you're saying it, man.
It's true.
No,
I remember 2002. The World Cup was about to start. Everyone was like, man, the French team, all the cameras was on the French team.
I remember all the strikers were.
But you know what happened?
All the strikers were top goal scorers, and then they were absolutely not.
You know what happened to this French team, right? Before 06, right? Pretty much the winner to the previous World Cup automatically qualified for the next World Cup. Mm-hmm. So what happened with this French side? They didn't play any Euro qualifiers at all. They didn't play any like competitive game at all leading up to the tournament. So their first competitive tournament match was the first game of the group, and they didn't even win any single game. Fun fact: they're the one that started that entire curse too. The win, except Brazil, it didn't happen to Brazil obviously in 06. They lost in the quarterfinal, but usually the team that wins the World Cup doesn't even make it out the group.
So just Spain, like Germany,
Italy,
and next France. Is France. Next is France.
France, you started the curse. You started the curse, so you got to break it in 2020.
Oh, they're gonna no. I think it's gonna happen to them if they don't. If they continue this trend, and the players just are not committed to, I'm not saying committed, but like they continue this approach of this pragmatic approach that they used to win the last World Cup would not fly next year, because most teams will come at you. Most teams, because if you look at the Switzerland coach, right, the guy changed it up against Deschamps, and Deschamps didn't know what to do. He brought on.
Yeah, lack of tactical. He brought
on two attacking midfielders. Took out one central defender. Took out one of his central midfielders. And Deschamps didn't know what to do. But
Emmy, do you feel like it was due to lack of personnel, or do you think tactically he got it wrong? Because I get what you're saying, because Deschamps got it wrong. But I feel like in terms of the lack of personnel, I can't look at him and say entirely.
But his lack of
wait. You think the French team lacks personnel?
I'm talking about from what was there, because there were injuries, and from what was there, I felt like in terms
bro.
of
Bro, their starting lineup will buy the Swiss team's
no
lineup
no I get that no
100 times.
no I get that, but situations happen in the game where Emmy, you know this. The situations happen in the game where you're gonna have to change something up, even if you're the better team. There's a one goal here, and you have to change it up, right?
Yes.
But
Okay,
You
here,
have
let me tell you let
you
me
have
tell
the
you let me
personnel
tell
here's the
you
to
this,
change
problem.
it up.
right?
Here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem with this shop. You look at okay, what okay, if you're gonna play with if you're ever gonna play with three in the back, you would definitely need wing backs. He barely called up any wing backs, guys. It
Exactly.
makes no sense, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
that
was
you see
he
that I could get with, that I could understand. You see that is an issue where I
And
could look
that's
at a
and that's
manager.
and that's see, and that's hard to believe that League On, the whole League On, does not have fullbacks or wing backs
I mean
that
Theo
are
Hernandez,
French. It's not possible.
unbelievable fullback. He didn't call up. He
Yeah.
chose not to. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to play three in the back, if the
No,
specific
no, he played three at the back to match the Swiss team. He doesn't
why
normally
it
play
made
three at
no
the back.
sense. It made
And
no
guess
sense.
what? If you watch that game very well, you could see one team was well drilled on three at the back, the way they move the ball, the way they move themselves up and down the pitch. And the other team didn't know when to
But
press, how to press,
Emmy,
who to press, and when
Emmy,
to just draw back.
I have a question. I have a question, right? I have a question because I need to understand this, right? And maybe you could help me understand this. Why is it that we see this thing all the times of managers matching three at the back? I don't get it. Because if you play your certain way,
Mhm.
why do you need to match it? Because Zidane matched it against us.
Yeah,
I've seen
I will
many
tell you the
times.
reason.
Yeah, so I need to understand why.
Yeah, the reason why, the three at the back system, it's the wing backs. The power of the wing backs is the biggest advantage of the three at the back system. If you have wing backs that can progress the ball forward, all of a sudden you have how many players? You have five players attacking a back four, right? That gives you the numeric advantage there. And also you have the ability to overload one side of the field, to create a pass, to create, your two number 10s, or one number 10, or the two strikers. You have the ability to actually create overloads on each side of the field, against a back four, because a back four has two fullbacks, two center backs, right? And then you have maybe a lone DM or double pivot, whatever you have. But guess what? When the ball gets in between those lines and the wing backs are up the field, right? They create a natural overload, because guess what? The three forward players will talk in and become three versus two center backs, right? So your two center backs will be, oh, who do I go after? And if you have those three players are very fast, and they can run into space, oh boy, the back four system is gonna cry. Like, guess what? They will have to change their shape, because they will not be able to cope.
But I remember the one time I remember the three in the back was becoming disastrous was when Pep Guardiola played three in the back against MSN and they got completely torn apart.
There's nobody that that knows three at the back more than the Germans. The
Yeah.
Germans used three at the back to win most of their World Cup. In 1990, they played three at
Yep.
the back. In the 70s, they played three at the back. They just changed their three at the back, I think, after their humiliation in 1998, when they lost to Croatia in the quarterfinals. When they lost 3-0, they switched that day to four at the back, right? So another team that does national team that does three at the back. Let me think. The Egyptians, well, that's African stuff. But a couple of teams play three at the back. In the club side, people that play three at the back, of course, Conte. That's Antonio Conte. He's a master of three at the back. I think that's all he can play, and that's one reason Conte is not very good in the cups, like Champions League, because his three at the back is very pragmatic, and in those very tight games in the cups, you're playing against the best of the best. His teams get exposed in the league where he plays lower position. So most weeks, he plays, those teams will give him the ability to have the ball, and his wing backs will be able to advance the ball forward, to create those overloads. But against a very, very good technical team. And let me tell you something. I know you asked the question, why do people play back three? Why do people match up back three? It's it's always better to stick to your philosophy as a coach. But most coaches just feel intimidated with, I don't know whether they don't trust their system or they just say, hey, let's just match them up. If I was a coach that knows the back four and have perfected it with my team, I always play back four, even if I play back three, because every system has its weaknesses, and I would just try to exploit the weaknesses at different moments in the game.
No, I mean, the one manager that really kind of abused the three and a back was Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte, man, that guy, man, every single team goes to three and a back.
Yeah. Hey guys, I have to go, man. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow during the game. Take care. Have a good night.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to head out as well. So, what time is it? At where everyone is at right now.
It's like 8:51 for me, man.
8:51.
It's 8:51. Really? Yeah, I just came back. Yeah, 8:51.
Well, and where are you?
I'm at Cali, man.
Oh, it's West Coast. West Coast, okay. Yeah, because you guys are 2 hours behind us, I guess. I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. I'm Midwest, bro. Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Oh, wow. That's Somali town, isn't it?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Minnesota. Well, it gets called.
Yeah, it's called Mogadishu. That's for sure.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute. Say that again.
Mogadishu.
What's your name again?
Yeah, it's Z-Man, bro. What, are you Somali?
Huh?
Are you Somali?
Are you Somali?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm talking about. Okay.
So guys, that was it, guys. So tomorrow there's Argentina versus Ecuador, England versus Ukraine. While last match is what?
Guys, what time is the games on tomorrow?
It's like at 9. I don't know what time it is for you. It's probably like 11 o'clock for you. It's like 9.
Denmark is Czech Republic 11 a.m. and then 2 o'clock is England and Ukraine. I get to see my boy Jadon Sancho play. Apparently, he's gonna start. Yes, sir. I can't wait.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know if he's gonna start.
No, that's reports that coming out from England that says he's gonna start. Apparently, and it's weird though.
Ahead of Grealish.
Yeah, I think. No, I think Grealish is gonna. I don't know. I think so because I think what the report said was like they're gonna. Southgate was trying to play Saka, but Saka got. I think he got a knock on training, so I think he's gonna start Sancho, but then see Southgate doesn't play. He uses Grealish as an impact sub, so he never starts Grealish, and he will never start Grealish.
No, I'm telling you, bro. England are gonna struggle because let's be honest. Harry Kane if Harry Kane drops deep because they don't have any creativity in the middle of the park with like 2 CDMs, and Harry Kane or Sterling have to drop deep, it just exposes them to so much. They're not going to be fluent when it comes to forward play as well as clustered in the middle of the park. That's why I think England could get exposed. But I'm not saying they're going to lose, but they have certain weaknesses.
Harry Kane should not be dropping back in the midfield. I don't get why he's doing that.
That's the problem. He is. He's still gonna do it. That's something they haven't solved, and it looks like Southgate hasn't talked to him about it. He's not gonna talk to him about it, bro. Bro, he's not gonna talk to him.
In Tottenham, it works because it's him and Son, and Son just plays off of him, and he's like the creativity for Tottenham. But in England, he doesn't need to do that. If he actually, the ball will get to Kane. He just needs to make runs. But the fact that he's coming deep and everything, I think that's causing problems for him.
Yeah, it's same with Sterling dropping deep at sometimes, just creating pocket of space on the flank. It's not being utilized. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, like, I won't be surprised if there's a shocking result, even though England should be favorites.
I don't know, man. I think England's gonna win this Euros. I really think so, man.
I mean, Italy versus
Italy is too good to be true, man.
Italy. Oh yeah, I'm hoping for Spain to win, but Italy are clearly the superior team.
Yeah, I just feel like this. I think with Italy is gonna be Italy versus England, and I think England is gonna win it by being very pragmatic. And everyone that has been saying negative things about pragmatism, I think they're gonna look like a fool because as much as people can say whatever they want about pragmatism actually works. You actually win things with being pragmatic. Like a lot of times, if you're very defensive, don't concede goals, you tend to win a lot. You tend to win a lot of tournaments, though. And especially the Euros. For some reason, Euros is a very pragmatic tournament. For some reason, like a lot of teams are very pragmatic and they tend to do well. You know, like for example, Spain. I don't think Spain is gonna. I think Spain is gonna get destroyed by Italy. That's my opinion. Like as much as Spain cannot defend. Like at this level, you need to defend better than that. Like Laporte and Pau Torres, bro, their valuation is just going down, man. Because they have been very disappointing, in my opinion, man.
No, that's why I said it's Eric Garcia and Laporte. That's the best center back partnership for Spain. And Jordi Alba is a liability going backwards, but offensively he offers way too much. And I feel like their midfield is good enough when it comes to the technical aspect of the game. But again, they could be pressed out easily from the back, and that's their biggest problem, as well as individual errors. So I could see Spain getting knocked out, but again, Spain create the most chances in this Euros. So I think they'll have chances. Will they execute it? That's a question for another time, to be honest with you. All right, you guys better go home. Better take a rest.
Yep.
The streaming. You guys been up for a while, man.
I gotta take some peace, everybody. Peace.
Peace.